All right, everybody, welcome. This is Peter Ryan, and I appreciate you joining us for today's monthly Autocall Academy session. We took a break for July due to vacations and so forth, but now we're back with the regular cadence in August, and we've got some great information to share with you today. So without further ado, we'll just dive in. As usual, we got Teams Live, and we are being recorded. We will take the recording as per usual with Autocall Academy and post that on the website afterwards in the login area so that you can listen to sections again if you want. And also we can share this with folks that weren't able to attend the live session. As usual, we also will share a post-event survey to get your feedback and any suggestions for the upcoming events. Any questions at all? We do have a good section here for Q&A. I think at the end we should have good time, but in either way, use the live Q&A window to put your questions in. We'll be watching that throughout the whole session, and we'll take on those questions at the end of the presentation. So with that, a quick run through the agenda. We'll do an intro of some new sales teams members. We have a new exciting Partner of the Month program, which I think is an excellent one that you'll really enjoy. Tony Gerscavage is here to talk with us about the product roadmap update, and Bruce will share with us new appliance launches. And we'll have Luis Carlos talk about the COE updates, and then I'll finish up with some information on the branded merchandise delivery and some events and a couple other marketing things that are going on. So a good agenda today with a lot of varied content, and let's dive right in. So first, Evan, over to you for the welcome to the family.
Thanks, Peter, and welcome to all of you for joining here again today. Greatly appreciated, and as you can see by the agenda, quite the lineup and a lot of great information that will be shared with you today. So what we wanted to do to kick off is get you acquainted a little bit, or really just introduce two folks that have joined our tribe to help support all of you, our partners. We've had a vacancy in the Midwest for quite some time. We've been working to find the right person to bring in to lead that group and support all of you, our partners. We want to say thanks to Al Richards, who's really stepped up and helped take on a separate role aside from his strategic accounts leadership, and to help support the Midwest during our time trying to find somebody. And we have landed on a great individual, great tribe mate, in John Sawyer. So John joins us from multiple integrators that he's worked in the past. So brings the mindset of what a partner really needs and what a partner wants to be successful within the Midwest. So John lives in the Chicago area and has the ability to travel throughout the 12 states that he will help cover, and really a great asset to this team. Bringing that mindset of what our partners need and want from sitting in that position in the past. So welcome, John, and we're looking forward to having you meet with all of our partners in the Midwest very soon. And I know you have a lot of scheduled travel on the agenda here in the next few weeks to go meet everybody face to face. The next person I wanted to introduce was Dan Brinkman. So Dan comes from one of our peer manufacturers or competition in the marketplace. He resides in the Dallas area and will cover the 4 states that you see there in the dark yellow or orange. Dan, like I said, comes from the competition. So he actually comes from Honeywell, where he was responsible for, I think 36 states of national accounts partners. And so he brings a wealth of knowledge to us, came highly regarded with a number of awards to mention as well for top sales and whatnot in his past role. So great support added in the Midwest and in what we're calling the South Central, which is a new territory. And obviously, as we expand this brand, we'll continue to bring in more tribe mates to make sure that you have all the needed support from a frontline seller perspective. Next slide, please, Peter. So we have their contact information here. I'm not going to ask you to jot it down quickly or take a screenshot. We'll make sure that you are provided all the needed contact information from our sellers, from our ASMs. Next slide. So moving on to something very exciting for us is our Partner of the Month program. So we wanted to be able to recognize all of you for the great work that you're doing to build up this brand. We've seen exceptional growth with the Autocall brand, and we hope to continue to see that same growth. And we couldn't have done it without the support of all of our great partners, and we want to make sure to reward you for your efforts in spreading this brand and the good news of this brand. And so I want to take a couple minutes here to go over the program and tell you what it's all about. And I'm going to bring Eric on to help us out. So if you haven't met Eric, Eric is an intern of ours, or was an intern over the summer. We're proud to say that he's going to stick around with us through the first semester of school and continue to help support this program, as well as many others that he's been a part of. So quickly, I'm going to go over this slide. Eric's going to support me as he's put this all together and make sure that I'm getting the message across the way that it should be perceived. So you would have gotten a communication that came from myself on behalf of myself, sent out by our communications team and marketing team, that stated what the Partner of the Month program is. So what it is we're awarding our partners that show, life of the brand or life to the brand by the 3 topics that we have below here for August. Attend the most events wearing the Autocall brand, add the most spec share or Autocall to the most amount of specs, and then organize the most lunch and learns. So we want to support you in all these efforts as well. So if there's anything that we can do to support you through these efforts, please reach out to your ASM, let them know, reach out to myself or anybody that's part of the tribe. And then what are we going to give you for doing this work and promoting the brand? On the right-hand side, you see some pictures of some swag. We're not going to send you swag. We're going to let you pick the swag by awarding you a $500 credit towards the purchase of Autocall swag. And we'll award 1 winner per month in each one of the categories. And the way we're going to track this is you're going to mention your ASM in your posts, or you're going to connect with your ASM to let them know that we've got Autocall on another spec, or obviously by working with your ASMs within your area on your lunch and learns. From there, they're going to pass it on to Eric. Eric has a tracking mechanism so that he can announce a winner at the end of each month for the $500 gift reward in each one of the categories. Eric, I'm going to turn it over to you because I'm sure I've missed lots and there's things that you want to add. I think one of the big things is how we continue to do this program or roll with this program after August and into September 1st.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I think you got most of it. You got through most of it. I think the only thing I want to add is basically what we've realized as well is these 3 categories might not be easy to complete within a month just because of timeline reasons and also dealing with COVID. So these 3 categories are actually going to stay throughout the future months. So basically in advance that lunch and learns will be on there, specs will be on there, and attending events will be on there. So you can keep on working on those throughout the future months. Additionally, we will be adding on 2 new categories, and those new categories will be rotating throughout the months. So you still have to keep an eye on the announcement at the beginning of every single month because we're going to have 2 new categories, and for both categories, the reward will also be $500 credit. So we'll basically go from 3 to 5, and out of those 5, 3 will be the same and 2 will be rotating. I think that's it.
Thanks, Eric. So there you have it, team. We want to be able to give back to you for helping us grow this brand and create recognition around the brand. And on top of what we're doing here with the partnership in this program, we'll continue to maintain efforts through our ASMs, through our BDMs, our marketing team to get the brand awareness out there as well. But we just wanted to give credit where credit's due. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Evan. I think it's a great program, and I hope it'll be a lot of fun for everyone. Next, we'll switch gears and talk a little bit about the product roadmap. So Tony Grskavage is going to share with us the latest updates.
Sounds great, Peter. Thanks. Thanks, everyone, and welcome to the session today. Next slide, please. As Peter indicated, my name is Tony Gersavage. I'm the Director of Product Management at Johnson Controls. And of course, the Autocall product line is one of the key product lines that we are involved with. Part of the role of a product manager is really to set kind of the roadmap for the product line, understanding, where we need to develop, where we need to invest our dollars to expand the product line. So when you think about how we come about development of a strategy, we look at 3 specific areas. We look at specifiable value-added capabilities. So these are things that you can sell. Something like addressable notification, right? I know that's been a big win with this product line, and I think that we've seen multiple dealers have great success in marketing and ultimately selling addressable notification and the value that it brings to the customer. But we have other things as well. Things like self-testing, right? Self-testing is another component of addressable notification, which really brings a lot of value to the service or the service business who would be servicing that particular account because of its capability to test the notification device even in advance of going out there to understand, what's working, what's not, and then ultimately know what you have to do when you get there. But other areas that we look at are things like high-speed networking, so our ESNet network, which has really done very, very well, and we continue to expand on that with Network Sync is something that's out there today. But then the other things we'll talk about a little bit are, for example, audio over ESNet will be another advancement that we'll see here in the next few months. And then another area we look at is around remote monitoring, right? We know that visibility to what's happening on site is pretty critical. And by basically launching what you're going to see here in the next couple of months is called SafeLink. It's going to provide you the ability to access that site as well as your customer to access that site, understand what's happening at the site with the panel, and even being given notifications when things go, for example, troubles or other kind of things that may happen in the panel. So specifiable value-added capabilities would be one area. Second is around localization. Localization could be things like multilingual, right? So when we sell in Canada, one of the things that we need to be considerate of is the fact that in addition to launching in English, we must launch in French Canadian. When we say launch, what we mean by that is like the marketing information, the product manuals, and even the language on the panel itself, right? So these are all things that we need to consider when we launch in certain marketplaces. And so that's one specific area that we look at. Local code compliance is another area. A good example is, Mexico, where we have specific requirements for Mexico or really other parts of the world. Other areas we look at are things like around serviceability and understanding what the specific service trends are or culture is when in a particular area and how service is done and who's doing the service and making sure that our system is set for that market and being able to provide that capability. And then other things like strategic partnerships, right? So you've seen in our Max Value program that we have strategic partnerships in place that bring additional products that maybe we don't carry ourselves, but ultimately complement the whole fire detection system. And then the third area, of course, is compliance. We know fire detection is very, very much a compliance-oriented product line. And so this is a critical area for us as well, and making sure we fully understand what the requirements are, meeting those existing requirements, but even more importantly, planning ahead. Right, something like 7th edition for the UL smoke detectors was something that we had planned on for a couple years before it ultimately became required. And so this is an area where, we spend a lot of time making sure that we're out in front and making sure that our product lines are going to be compliant and available, for the regions that we want to sell into. So next slide. So when we look at our panel roadmap, one of the things that you've seen over the last couple of years now is our new ES power supply, as well as the design support that we put in place in July. And then most recently in May, you saw that we launched the large screen display. So in the past, we used to have a product line called Info Alarm, and Info Alarm had its purpose, but ultimately, it had gotten a little bit older. And so what we decided to do was basically replace that whole product line or that whole component with our large screen display. And that's something that we launched in May of 2021. This is a colored touchscreen display, very similar to what you see on the 4007, but bigger, right? Ideal for locations where aesthetics and quick access to information is critical. And again, in this case, most recently, we've now also launched both the manuals and data sheets available in French so that it's applicable for use in Canada as well. Another area that you're going to see here in the next few months, probably early 2022, is going to be a brand new small building Autocall branded fire alarm portfolio. We talk about different tiers that we sell into, right? We are often, when you look at our product line today, it's very flexible. It's very capable to handle, the largest of buildings, airports, very, very large applications. But when you look at the capabilities that we don't typically have a panel that's designed for the 50-point system, right? So this is something that we're looking to be able to bring to marketplace that would fit a niche market where it's a smaller building that may not need a large system. So it could be 50 points, could be as low as 200 points, but ultimately it's going to be designed and priced to be able to meet that marketplace as well. So I'm looking forward to telling you more about that in early 22 when we get that ready to go. And then finally, around ES Enunciator, we'll do a redesign of the ES Enunciators that we use. There's a picture shown there, kind of giving you a little picture of what that looks like, but that'll be out in mid-2022. Next slide. So I hinted to this kind of small building portfolio, and essentially what this is going to come down to is really 2 conventional and 2 addressable panels. So the conventional, again, it'll be small, simple panels. In fact, the one conventional panel will not even have, a screen per se. It'll be programmed, just basically on the panel itself. There won't be, a display. It's designed to meet a certain price point and ultimately meet a certain niche of the marketplace. It will be ergonomically designed, competitively priced, of course, because that's going to be critical to meet the needs in this marketplace. But the other thing